welcome to another week of Pilates plus Physio. Thanks so much for carrying on exercising with me. So today you need your mat, your block and your stretchy band. So starting off up in standing, just really feel your feet on the ground. So maybe just take the toes off, pop them down, take the heels off, put them down. Maybe just shift the weight from the outside of one foot to the inside of the other, and then the other way. So you're just gently rolling the feet in and out. And then imagine you're standing on like a round breadboard with a ball in the middle of it, and you're just going to roll right the way around the edge of that board. So you're going weight through the toes, down the outside of one foot, back through the heels, up the outside of the other one. So just right the way around, really getting your feet in contact with the ground. And then gently going the other way, back through the heels, up the outside of the foot. See if you can keep everything in contact with the floor all the time. Lovely, and then just take the weight all the way forwards, all the way back, all the way forwards, all the way back. That should prepare the feet for a little bit of balancing in a moment. Stand nice and tall, think of that balloon coming from the back of your head. See if you can just stretch up a little bit further, but without sort of sticking the chest out and getting that sort of military posture. So just lengthening up through the spine, up through the back of the neck. I'm just going to do a couple of roll downs, so chin on your chest, roll down as if you were going to touch your toes. Just let your arms dangle, let your head dangle. Roll right the way down, scoop the tummy in, unfold back up. Think of really stacking the spine, one bone at a time as you come all the way back up. And going again, chin down onto your chest, roll down, roll down, roll down. Let the arms dangle, let your head dangle. Scoop in the tummy, unfurl all the way back up. And again, roll down. Think of the lower back just gently rounding. You can dangle down there for a couple of breaths if your back's happy. If it's not happy, come straight back up. And just going one more. And right the way up. Great. Okay, now take your legs a little bit wider apart. So this time you're going to think of keeping your back straight, so you're bending at the hips. So imagine a sort of nice pool of water in front of you, and you're just tipping forward to look at your reflection in that pool. So the knees want to bend a little bit. Nice flat back. You're keeping that bit of a hollow through your lower back. Scoop the tummy in and hinge back up again. So you're hinging at the hips. Your bottom is going out behind you. Chin staying tucked in, back of the neck nice and long. Take the arms back if you wanted to, but like a sort of aeroplane. And one more, back up. And just going one more. So nice flat back. Think of looking at that reflection in the pool in front of you. Just reach your fingertips right back behind, tuck in the chin, back of the neck long. And back up. Good, a little bit of balancing. So if your balance isn't great, stand near something to put a finger on. So maybe think of just really stretching one hand right up towards the ceiling. Fold the opposite knee up. So think of that string on your knee. Someone's just picking that knee up, stretching right up, right up, right up. Good. Bring the arm down, bring the leg down. Stretch the other hand. Think of the fingertips going right up towards the ceiling. So you're really lengthening up that side of the body. Other knee, just hinging up in front of you. Hold there for a moment, so really feel that foot on the floor that you're standing on. And come down. Remember, balance is a combination of information coming through your joints, information coming through the eyes, information coming from your middle ear. So you want all those working together to just keep you upright on that foot. Really press into your foot, see if you can stretch a little bit taller. Good, and come down. So the hand goes up, the opposite knee is folding up in front of you. Hold there a moment, really get your balance. And come down. One more on the other side, stretch right up. Knee coming up in front of you. Hold it there. Great, okay. Both legs down. Come and lie down on the mat, just in the relaxation position. So you're lying on your back, knees bent, feet down flat. So just let yourself sort of settle down into the mat. Make sure you're looking at the ceiling slightly in front of you. Shoulder blades just tucked in underneath. Feet fairly close to your bottom. And you could maybe pop the block in between your knees. So you want your legs, just a little way apart. Flip brick in between your knees. And just put a very gentle squeeze onto that block. At the same time as you're squeezing, watch you're not flattening your back down into the mat. So press into your feet. A couple of breaths down into the tummy. Just remind the diaphragm it's supposed to be joining in with your breathing. Good. And we're going to do a spine curl. So press into your feet, gentle squeeze onto the brick, peel your back up away from the mat. Just coming up, straight line knees to hips to ribs. And roll back down. If your back's feeling very sensitive, you might not want to go the whole way up. You might just want to flatten your back into the mat and release rather than coming right up. So scoop in the tummy, a little bit of pelvic floor contraction, peel your back up away from the mat. Hold there, roll back down. So you're aiming for that straight line, knees, hips, ribs. So if you put one of those little long school rulers from your knees, just the front of the hips would just about touch it, the rib cage would just about touch it. Roll back down again. Maybe take both arms to the roof. Palms facing each other, fingertips pointing to the ceiling, curl up. One arm out to the side and back up. Other one right out the other side and back up. Keep the arms pointing to the roof, roll your bottom back down. Great, and go again. Curl your bottom up. One arm out sideways. Back to the top. Other one out to the other side. Back to the top. Roll all the way down. And again. Curl up. Maybe this time both arms right the way out. Really lengthen, feel that opening through the front of the chest. Gentle squeeze on the brick. Arms back up. Maybe go again with the arms right the way out. And back up. Roll your bottom all the way down. Great. Take the brick out. Pop it to one side a moment. Knees up to your chest. Cross your ankles, hold the knees. A little bit of gentle knee rocking. So just rocking your knees towards your chest. Just release through your back a little bit if it's tightened up with that spine curl exercise. Great. Pop the legs down and turn over onto one side. So underneath arm up above your head if it goes. Legs out straight, make sure you can see your feet, look back to the front. Top hand nice and light, we're doing a side leg lift, point the toes, top leg up, foot up, press out through the heel. So just nice and smooth, easy breathing. Good one if you've got any new hips or knees. Just really want to get those side of the buttock, side of the thigh muscles good and strong. So point the toes, top leg up, foot up, pressing out through the heel as you come down. Nice gap between your ear and your shoulder. Great, okay. And then we're going to work on the underneath leg. So you either need to put the top leg behind you, foot on the mat, or if that feels really awkward, you could bring your top knee in front and rest it on the brick. So you're not getting too much of a twist sort of through your lower back. I'm going foot behind. So foot behind, knee pointing to the ceiling, underneath leg. So pull your toes up towards you, really push right out through your heel. Float that underneath leg off the ground and down slowly. So it's inner thigh, underneath leg working. Just lifting it and lowering it. Those who want to make it harder, maybe lift it up. Come down an inch, back up. Down a couple of inches, back up. Down almost to the floor and back up. And then right the way down. So top leg up, down a bit, back up. Down a little bit more, back up. A little bit further down, back up. Right the way down. And just one more. Top leg up, down a bit, back up. Halfway down, back up. 3/4 of the way down, back up. Right the way down. Lovely, lovely. Bend the knees up, roll forwards now, so get your elbow and forearm on the mat, heels together. We're doing the clam, top knee up and down slowly. So really make sure you're rolling forward, almost like you're sort of lying in bed and you're going to sleep on your side. So you're really rolling forward. That way it's almost impossible to cheat. Underneath legs staying relaxed now, so just watch you're not pushing that really hard into the floor. Nice and smooth. Getting cramp in my underneath leg. Couple more of those. Good, fantastic. Okay, rest that top leg down, maybe give that muscle a bit of a rub if it feels like it's been working hard, and turn over onto the other side. So underneath arm, right up above your head if it goes. Start with the legs straight, make sure you can see your feet, look back to the front, top hand nice and light. Point the toes, top leg up, side leg lift, foot up, press out through the heel. So think of that piece of chalk coming out of your big toe. You're drawing a line on the wall as you go up, you're rubbing it out as you come down. See if you can keep that line reasonably straight. So you're just controlling that movement, making it nice and smooth. Again, just nice easy breathing. You might want to sort of combine your breathing with the leg movement, so you could breathe in as you lift, breathe out as you come down, but I wouldn't worry about it too much. I know some classes are very prescriptive with their breathing. I think, you know, as long as you're breathing effectively and efficiently, that's all you need to be doing. Fantastic. Okay, and then we're doing the underneath leg, so put the top leg either behind, foot on the mat, knee pointing to the roof, or bring that knee in front, rested on the brick. Underneath leg, so really stretch that leg out, pull your toes up towards you, press out through the heel. Underneath leg coming off and going down, not too high, it's not going to go very far anyway. Sometimes you see people sort of lifting with their knee bent, which is not ideal, so really think of lengthening right down the back of your leg. Imagine a piece of elastic going from your sitting bone to your heel. You're keeping that bit of elastic nice and taut. So you could lift, down an inch, back up. Down a couple of inches, back up. All the way to the floor. Almost all the way to the floor, sorry. Back up, and then right the way down. So coming up, down a bit, back up. A little bit further down, back up. Almost to the floor, back up. Right the way down. One more. Coming up, down a bit, back up. Keep pushing out through the heel. Make sure that knee is really straight. And rest down. Good. Bend the knees up. Heels about in line with your bottom. Really roll forwards. We're doing the clam. Heels together, top knee up. Slowly down again. See if you can make that really smooth. So So it's not jerky. Think of the golden syrup kind of pouring out of the jar. You're just trying to get that nice, smooth, flowing movement. Side of the buttock, side of the thigh, doing nearly all the work here. Couple more. Lovely, good, okay. And then come back onto your back a moment. Maybe grab the band. Knees just very slightly bent. Hold the band up above your chest. Put a little bit of a stretch on it. So you're just, again, just making it taut. Take both arms back over the top of your head if they'll go. And bring the band up towards the ceiling. And again, let the band go back. See if you can feel anything going on through your lower tummy, like your lower tummy is just dropping in away from the waistband of your trousers. Keep that dropped in feeling. Bring the arms up, tuck in the chin, lift your head, look down over the knees. If you can, roll right up. If you get to the top, float the arms up above your head. Tummy in, bring the arms down. Think of rolling down. Nice and smooth. Arms going back over the top. Bring the arms up, tuck in the chin, lift your head, smoothly up. So try not to jerk and just watch you're not sort of using the arms to create a bit of momentum. If you can't come all the way up, you could grab your trousers, pull yourself up with your trousers and then use your tummy muscles to really control things as you go back down. So it's a full roll up if you can. If you can't, you could just do lifting your head or just do the arms. Up to you, stick with what you're happy with. Arms going right up, arms down, roll right down, take the arms back over the top of your head, just going one more, chin in, roll right up, sit tall at the top, float the arms above your head, bring the arms down, roll right down. Lovely, okay. Just let your neck release, gently roll your head from one side to the other. One leg down flat. Pop the band in behind the thigh of the other leg. We're going to do a hip circle. So your elbows tucked in. Bottom bit of your leg just nice and floppy. Think of that torch beam coming from your knee, pointing up onto your ceiling. And we're just going to start gently circling that leg. So don't worry if you get a bit of a sort of clunk at the front of your hip. That's usually just a ligament sliding over that bony bit at the front of the hip there. So nice and smooth circles. You're just kind of guiding that around with your band and then maybe go the other way. So the other leg is staying still. So if you just think of the heel on the other leg a moment, that should be staying still. Back of your pelvis is just sort of fixed on the mat, so the whole pelvis doesn't roll. So it's usually as the knee comes out and round that you see people just losing that bit of control through the middle and the whole pelvis tips. So think of your bottom sort of being stuck onto the mat. Okay, those who want to make it a bit harder, if you've got nice long stretchy hamstrings, you could have the legs straight. And again, just circling. Now you're thinking of drawing a circle with the whole leg, so not just your foot. Whole leg going in a circle. Again, so if you're doing your left leg, just think for a moment about the back of your right buttock. That is staying fixed on the mat. So just in a nice leg circle. Good, good. Okay, pop that leg right down, slide it down flat, band, just go behind the thigh to start with, elbows on the floor, torch beam coming out of your knee or a pencil, and you're drawing a circle on the ceiling. So shoulders staying nice and open, Just going round. Think of really dropping your hip bone right back deep into its socket. And then maybe going the other way. So now if you're doing your right leg, the back of your left buttock is staying sort of glued to the mat. And you get more movement with this one with your knee bent, unless you've got lovely long, really stretchy hamstrings. So if you're happy going with the knee bent, keep going with the knee bent. Those who want to, you could straighten the leg. So knee straight, sort of lengthen out through the heel. And again, you're just circling the whole leg this time. Back of the buttock staying stuck on the mat. And maybe going around the other way. Just watch you're not tightening up through your neck. Nice one for the hip. Great, okay. Pop that leg down, pop the band to one side, both legs right down flat. So maybe going left leg first, feel your heel on the ground and just let your leg roll right out and then roll it in. So again, it's the hip. The hip is actually doing the movement and it's kind of carrying your foot with it. So it's quite subtle. Just letting that leg roll out. It's going to go further out when it goes in. Pelvis staying level. So you could sort of rest your hands over the front of your pelvis. And that sticky outy hip bone is not moving. So the socket for your hip is actually a bit lower down. And it's that that's moving, that ball and socket joint. And just getting that nice rotation in there. Okay, swap legs. So the other side, just rolling that leg in, rolling it out. Nice and smooth. Let's see if you can feel whether you're going further on one leg than the other. It's going from the inside of the heel right to the outside. Pelvis staying level. Normal breathing. Good. Okay. Bend both legs back up. You could either slide one hand just between your lower back and the mat, or just sort of focus on that area. So you want a little bit of a hollow between your lower back and the floor. First of all, we're just going to fold one leg up. So you're bending at the hip, your knee stays at about a right angle, nothing much going on through the foot. So alternate legs. So you're just floating that leg up. So you end up, it's almost as if you've got your legs sort of resting up on a dining chair. So the hip is bending, your back doesn't automatically bend at the same time. So you're getting about a right angle at the hip if you can. Some people's hips don't bend quite so much. So just folding that leg up, plopping it down. To make that a little bit harder, just slightly flatten your back into the mat. So just increase the pressure between your back and your fingers a little bit. Fold one leg up, keep that pressure on, second leg up, first leg down, second leg down. Other leg up first, one leg up, second leg up, first one down, second one down, one up, second one up, one down, second one down, other leg first, float it up, really smooth as that second one comes up, first one down, second one down. If you want to make that a little bit harder again, going to start with both legs off the ground. So you want to slightly flatten your back into the floor, one leg up, other one up. So that's where you're starting from. Hips at a right angle, knees at a right angle. Just going to touch one foot down and bring it back up. And on the other side. So almost imagine you're just going to make the faintest of footprints on the sand and then bring your leg back up. Faint footprint down and back up. Lower back, just gently pressing into the mat. So keep that pressure on. Touch the foot down, bring it back up. Other foot down and back up. One more on each. Foot down and back up. Foot down and back up. Keep the legs up. Cross your ankles, hold the knees. Nice gentle knee rocking just to release through your back there. And you could do a little bit of rocking from side to side. And then a little bit of circling the knees. Just sort of really releasing through your pelvis and lower back. Okay, keep the legs up, both hands on one knee, push the other leg right out. You can either point the toes or pull your foot up towards you, draw that leg in. It's a single leg stretch, press out through the other leg, back in. You can tuck in the chin, curl your head and shoulders off if you want to get the upper abdominals working a bit more. So it's hands on one knee, press out through the other leg. Leg going high is slightly easier on your back, leg coming lower, a little bit tougher. Couple more. Keep the chin tucked in, big gap between your ears and your shoulders. Good one for the tummy. Great, gather both legs up, rest your head down. See if you can rock your knees towards your chest and take your nose in little tiny circles going around one way. And then little tiny circles of your nose going the other way while you keep rocking the knees up and down. So a bit like patting your head, rubbing your tummy. Great, okay. Either hold behind a thigh, tuck in the chin, roll up into sitting or turn onto your side and come up that way. Sit right up nice and tall, soles of the feet together, let the knees drop. Nice gap between the ears and your shoulders. Tuck in the chin. Lengthen through the back of your neck. Remember, if you've been sort of lying on the floor exercising, it's quite a good idea to come up slowly either to hands and knees or up into sitting before you leap up, just in case your blood pressure's dropped a little bit. Don't want to feel faint when you get up, especially if it's warm, which it is today, beautifully warm outside, lovely sunny day. Okay, let that release, come slowly up into standing. So feet just about hip width apart. Tuck the elbow in, point the fingers to the ceiling, stretch right up to the roof, and then over. So nice sideways bend, other hand sliding down the side of the thigh, up to the ceiling, lengthen through the fingertips as you come down. So stretch up, and then over. Back to the top, lengthen through the fingers, tuck the fingers in, stretch up to the ceiling, and reach over, back to the top. Big lengthen through the arm as you come down. One more, stretching up, up and over. Back to the top, bring the arms down, roll the shoulders going backwards a couple of times, nice and smooth. And then just draw your shoulders up to your ears and let them drop. Thanks so much for joining me. Hope to see you again very soon. Bye for now.